And why local health officials say it's an especially bad one, and the new website that makes it easier to check a restaurant's health inspection report at 6.
Finally tonight, an update on a story we brought you earlier this year. Michael Bornstein is a Holocaust survivor who wrote a book about his experiences. It's called Survivors Club. Kristen Dahlgren has more.
Author Michael Bornstein in an emotional return to Auschwitz, 72 years after he was liberated as a 4-year-old. That's him in this video.
We are so lucky to be alive.
When we last saw him, Bornstein's book Survivors Club connected him with 2 women who were at his side as children.
I just want to hug you guys. Can we hug?
Only 52 children under 8 survived the Nazi concentration camp. Now Michael has met even more. At a book event in Detroit, Saul Schulman.
I thought that would be special to see someone actually who was even younger than me.
He was 6 when both he and Michael were hiding, probably feet apart in the infirmary.
German soldiers would come in periodically and yell for everyone to go out. I decided as long as I can stay here, I will.
Like Michael, it was a decision that likely saved his life.
I didn't expect to find somebody who was there in the infirmary with me.
He's met 4 other survivors.
I'm a survivor too.
And Michael's research has brought him something else. The only photograph of his brother who was killed.
He looks just like you.
Yes, I don't want to forget the past, but I definitely want to have closure and look to the future and be optimistic.
Optimism that even the worst of times can sometimes lead to the incredible. Kristen Dahlgren, NBC News, North Caldwell, New Jersey.
We appreciate you spending part of your evening with us. That's Nightly News for this Wednesday night. I'm Craig Melvin, in for Lester. For all of us here at NBC News, thank you for watching, and good night.
You cannot wear a Raiders jersey to my family's Christmas dinner. Just turn the lights off.
Right now on KSBY News at 6, if you haven't gotten it, you probably know someone who has. Flu season is in full swing on the Central Coast. What to do if you feel sick. Plus, what turned the happiest place on earth into a land of disappointment for some Disney visitors today. And if you haven't visited the elephant seals at Piedras Blancas lately, we'll tell you why now is a good time to go.
KSBY News starts right now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for KSBY News at 6. I'm Scott Daniels. Karina Corral has the night off. Healthcare providers across the Central Coast are seeing an influx in patients with the flu. KSBY News reporter Fabiola Ramirez is live at the KSBY break room with the story. Fabiola, what are doctors telling you?
Scott, doctors keep stressing the importance to wash your hands as often as you can. Keep a close eye on those signs for flu. And if you are already sick, be sure that you wear a mask to not expose others. Physicians are keeping busy as the flu has hit with full force in San Luis Obispo County.
We are seeing a lot of influenza right now. Often it doesn't peak until later, January, February, but if this isn't the peak, we're in for a really bad year.
Health workers are seeing an awful lot of cases right now. And the best way to protect yourself, says Dr. John Lepp, is to get the vaccination.
It decreases complications from the flu. It decreases the severity of the symptoms.
And if you start to feel those flu-like symptoms coming on,
High fever, really bad body aches, headaches, congestion, get in quickly to see your doctor. It's important to get treatment really early. If you're not treated within 40 hours, the effectiveness of the treatment is pretty limited.
the health department says it is important to not ignore the symptoms, as the virus can bring deadly consequences.
The range of deaths in the United States alone from influenza can be somewhere on the order of 30,000 to 100,000 people who might die in a given year.
Common hygiene is essential, say physicians, and if you are feeling sick, stay home.
If you do have a fever, I'd at least stay home for 24 hours after developing the fever. But it's how infections spread. You know, if you come to work and you're coughing all over me and shaking hands with me, there's a high probability that you're going to get me sick as well.
Health professionals say those who get the shot can still get sick, but the symptoms may not be as bad. Live and local in San Luis Obispo, I'm Fabiola Ramirez, KSBY News.
Thank you, Fabiola. It's still not too late to get your flu shot. Just talk to your healthcare provider about getting one. An update now on the Thomas Fire. It continues to hold steady at 281,620 acres. Containment has increased to 89%. Fire officials say the fire remains uncontrolled only in remote forested areas in the northern edges of the burn area in Santa Barbara and Ventura counties. Full containment is expected within the next 2 weeks. Fewer than 700 firefighters continue to work on the fire. Red Cross caseworkers will be available to connect residents affected by the Thomas Fire with recovery assistance programs. Residents can visit the Red Cross Center in Santa Barbara on December 31st from 10 till 5. There will also be a center set up at the Ventura County Credit Union from now through the 31st, and in Santa Paula at the Palazzo Event Center on December 27th. United Blood Services is hosting its 31st annual Gift of Life blood drive right now through January 5th. Donors can visit UBS Blood Bank locations on Broad Street in San Luis Obispo or on Broadway in Santa Maria. You can also visit a mobile drive at the Paso Robles Walmart tomorrow, and January 2nd through the 4th. All donors receive a lunch certificate at McClintock Saloon. If you've ever been curious about what goes on in the back of the kitchen of your favorite restaurant, now the answer is right at your fingertips. KSBY News reporter Angel Russell joins us live from downtown San Luis Obispo. Angel, how does this work?
Well, Scott, it's not an app, but it is a website geared for your smartphone. It's called eatsafeslo.gov. The County Health Department put this together so everyone can have access at their fingertips of all the County Health Department reports for all the restaurants you see around me. So you can know the good and the bad before you walk through those doors.
There's been some questionable places when you walk in and you're like, oh, I wonder what their rating is.
Now, you don't have to wonder.
Are you guys all ready to order, or would you like a few more minutes?
SLO County Health Department has launched a site specifically for mobile phones to see how local restaurants fare in their checkups.
It makes sense to have that kind of thing available so that you can check in on the establishment that you're going into and feel comfortable. I'll get it up for you.
On eatsafeslo.org, you can search for a restaurant or select one on the map. Click on it and you'll see its history of inspections, including how many critical and non-critical violations it's had in the past.
I feel like it makes them feel more comfortable to come in, to see that like it's not just us that think we're clean, it's the actual state that thinks that we're clean.
All right, what can I get for you guys?
The restaurant workers say don't let the health reports scare you away.
As long as they're seeing it as a tool and not the absolute truth, I'd say just looking at it with that grain of salt that maybe there's more information out there than what they're reading.
Oh no, I think it'd be a good thing.
SLO locals Scott and Teresa Bruce say while the site will be helpful, they also think the best source of information is just trying the place yourself.
If there's some place you like to eat, just go eat there. You'll find out. You'll find out if the food's no good. Anyway.
That's true.
Now, this website also lets you be your own health detective. If you're at a food establishment and you see something wrong or you suspect something is wrong, you can easily contact the health department and file a complaint. Live and local in San Luis Obispo, I'm Angel Russell for KSBY News.
Thank you, Angel. The restaurants that have a star next to their names are the ones that have scored consistently over 90% on their health inspections.